going on, everybody? Welcome back to another LEGO YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to be answering one of the most common questions I get asked on the YouTube channel, which is how do I deal with dust in my LEGO collection? Now, as y'all know, I have like way too many LEGO sets, so dust is of course a huge issue, which is why I don't dust often, but when I do, it usually takes forever. Here's an example of like how bad a lot of my LEGO sets can get. They get really dusty because I think the more you get, the more dust that they attract. So it is a nightmare to dust all of this. However, I think the end product, seeing everything on display, definitely makes it worth it. So, and the reason why I am trying to dust this is I did actually get a air purifier recently last week, and I heard these guys are supposed to help a lot with maintaining a kind of clean and dust-free room. So I kind of want to test that out. I want to dust all of my shelves and all my LEGO sets, and then see if the air purifier works at the end of the video. So first thing we have to do, of course, clear off all of the shelves of LEGO sets, and this definitely took a lot, but we are only beginning the long process that is dusting. Here you can see, this is just my Star Wars stuff laid out on my bed and literally just everywhere else. It is, it's a lot. I feel like you really realize how much LEGO you have once it's not on the shelves. And how I dust, I highly recommend using makeup brushes. You can get these from Target or Kroger, really any major retailer. If they have a makeup section, they'll have makeup brushes. And why I recommend these is because the bristles are soft enough for your skin, so they will not scratch the LEGO pieces. Also, what is very important is dusting off your actual shelves too, and I just use a Swiffer duster and I pair that with some Clorox wipes. You can see how dusty these guys are. It has been, I think, over 6 months since I have actually dusted this, maybe even longer. So you just want to hit it with the duster, and then right after you do that, I like to wipe it down with the Clorox wipe just to make sure that any dust that is like really stuck on there is removed. And if you're going to dust them, you might as well just like wipe them off too while you don't have anything on them. And then also, if you have a fan in your room, very important to dust off your fan and any big vents that you have. But let's just go ahead and get straight into dusting it. I try to be really thorough because I don't dust a whole lot, and it does take a long time to put all the sets back, so if I'm gonna already go through with that long process, I might as well do the best job that I can to actually ensure that I don't have to dust again soon. Even though, no matter how thorough you are though, there's like no surefire way to like completely remove dust unless you have like glass display cases, which I've considered upgrading to, getting like a nice glass bookshelf with like opening doors. That way I only have to clean the glass and I don't have to necessarily deal with the aftermath of dusting as much, which is very frustrating and very time consuming. But what I do enjoy about dusting though is it does give you an opportunity to kind of admire the LEGO sets that you have built in your collection up close, because I don't usually get that privilege. So I always try and look at some of the positives when it comes to dusting LEGO sets. It's definitely an all-day thing for me. I started around like noon, and I actually didn't finish until the day after around noon. So it's a very time consuming process for me, and a lot of the time I feel like it's not really worth it to dust each individual set unless I'm doing like a review on it or I'm like highlighting it in a video. I usually just take the time to like dust off my shelves because that's really where it shows, especially if you have black furniture. You can kind of see all the dust particles, but it's still a rewarding experience to kind of see the before and after once you do finish dusting, even though it's very time consuming. One thing I would highly recommend though that I made the mistake of doing: do not use paintbrushes to dust, or if you are going to use a paintbrush, make sure the bristles are really soft, because this is one of my biggest regrets in my time collecting LEGO. I used, for like my first year of collecting, I used this small paintbrush, but the bristles on it were actually not soft enough, and so almost like half of my LEGO collection has all of these small scratch marks that are a result of me really aggressively dusting them with a paintbrush, and the bristles would scratch the pieces. It's especially noticeable with tiles, and especially with my Mos Eisley Cantina and my 1989 Batmobile. Those two sets look terrible now if you look at them up close, which is one of my biggest regrets, and something I definitely want to help prevent for you guys. If you end up dusting your LEGO collection, do not use paintbrushes that have hard bristles. I say use makeup brushes. Also, what's good are handheld vacuums, though if you want a good one, you really have to invest in it, because some of them might be good at a cheaper price, but like you really need to get one with a long battery life. But anyway though, we finished our first bit of dusting. That was literally just the Star Wars section, and it took me a couple hours to do, and I still have everything else. So we went ahead and emptied these shelves. I took off Ninjago City and then the other half of the Star Wars collection, and then also my modular buildings and the shelves that are above my desk. And yeah, this is a lot. We have maybe dusted about like 40% of everything here. So this is really why I do not take the time to dust as much as I should, because it literally becomes an all-day thing, and it's very time-consuming and very frustrating to do. But once you do finish it, it's nice, but like it's very frustrating. Like a week later, you'll see they start to collect dust again, and it's like, ugh, what'd I do all that for? But overall, it's good to do it every now and then. I probably should do it a bit more, but I just don't for some reason. But again, though, it does give me a nice opportunity to look at my sets up close, and I even get to rearrange a few ththings too, so it's always nice to do that. Here's all my Marvel stuff on here, and then once you finish dusting, it's very, very important to vacuum your display space. I feel like if you vacuum a lot, your dust issue won't be as bad. So definitely try vacuuming your Lego room like at least like once a week, I would say, which is a habit I don't do, which I probably should. So probably should take my own advice there. But you can definitely see there's a noticeable difference though with these shelves. Before I would kind of like very, I wouldn't show them off as close as I am today, just because you could see the dust, but I kind of like that it's a lot cleaner. And I did get a good opportunity to kind of rearrange some stuff, because if you know from last week's video, if you guys are followers of the channel, I was very conflicted with some design choices that I made for my Lego collection last week. And so dusting these gave me an opportunity to reorganize a lot, and I'm very happy with the new display. I think it looks really great. I especially like the overhead shelves a lot too now. They are kind of similar to how they were before, except everything is a bit more spaced out, so that it's like not just like so much all at once. So you're actually able to kind of like admire each individual set, and they're not all just kind of like jumbled together. So I'm really proud of this new display. Definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments. It's kind of a mix of the old display that I had prior to last week's video, and then I added some stuff, updated it, and made it look nice. So I'm very happy with it. I've got the Vader's Castle and Ahsoka sets aligning with their portraits, and we have the Mandalorian sets kind of aligning with the Boba Fett art portrait. So I really like this. I did put a lot of thought into it, and I hope that shows. I think it looks really great. I'm proud of the end product. I don't have as much space as I did with the last layout, but I would rather appreciate the sets I have than have more space, like more empty space that I probably won't fill up for quite some time now. But that is all my tips that I have with dusting and stuff. It's probably the worst part about owning a Lego collection, is keeping up with the dust and making sure everything does look nice. But once you do it, it does really show, and it looks great. And I think if you care a lot about something you have, you should definitely take the time to take care of it, which is something that I've neglected for way too long. But that is all for today. So let me know if this video helped you out with dusting your Lego collection. I hope it did. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And that is all for today. Stay tuned. Next week, we're going to have some big updates for y'all. We will finally be having Avengers Tower and all of the other November sets. So stay tuned for that. But that's all for today. Peace out.